Today we are unboxing the first wave of the publishing wave, I guess is just what I'm going to call it. Now technically these aren't the first wave. I would say the first wave really was the Skywalker Strikes action figure that was released a couple years before it. It used kind of the same box format. It was based off of the Skywalker Strikes comic. And it was basically the same idea: take a already existing figure, throw in some additional accessories, and sell for a markup price. That one didn't really sell that well. I feel like it was clearanced out more than anything, so I'm kind of surprised that we then got this wave, which also features a lot of repaints and kit bashed figures, which you think would be a smart business move for Hasbro, because they'd be nice and cheap, so they could sell them to us fairly cheap. Now they're going to go ahead and sell them to us for the same price you would a normal figure. And now they're charging even more for the newer waves, and those are coming in at $28 a piece when they come with the exact same number of accessories as any other normal $25 figure, which is also kind of a ridiculous price for the quantity and the quality that we're getting. So, how'd this first wave do? Well, it featured a pretty blatant repaint, a misnamed character, a character nobody really wanted, except for maybe me. But for the benefit of the doubt, let's go ahead and open them up and see if they were worth sitting on for 2 years.
The Force is what gives the Jedi his power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together. Father's lightsaber. What is it? Father's lightsaber. Elegant weapon for the more civilized age. For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic, before the Dark Times. You must learn the ways of the Force. Will be with you, always. Can't win, Darth. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. The Force will be with you, always.
Okay, so here we have wave 1 of the expanded universe, publishing, graphic novel line, whatever you want to call it. And it's a pretty sloppy put together wave. I mean, this Luke Skywalker is clearly a complete repaint of the Dagobah training Luke. There's anything new, and what's most bothersome about it is the picture on the front of the box clearly has one of those belts that has way too many pouches on it, and they couldn't even bother to sculpt one to add to this figure. This Ysalarmi that he's packed with doesn't really fit on his shoulders, but luckily if you've got Thrawn from one of the archive repacks or the original Black Series release, it fits on his shoulders pretty good. This figure is actually named wrong. This is not Jax, this is Kir Kanos. He's the same character in the same comic series, but somehow this made it all the way to being released, and no one caught that this was not the same character. The Jax character's armor is fairly decently different, even though it looks the same. It's got different black pieces to it. It's kind of mind-boggling that a company as big as Hasbro would mess that up and not catch that until it was released and announced, and collectors had to point out their mistake. Surely there had to be somebody in charge of quality control at the company that could have and should have caught that before the boxes went out. And then we have Jaxxon, which is a mixed match of other figures. We've got Farm Boy Luke legs, X-Wing pilot Luke torso. He does have a new shoulder piece and a new sculpted head, though I feel like they went a little too alien with it. He doesn't look quite like he does in the comics, which in the comics he's just a big green Bugs Bunny, so it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of fun that we got somebody as obscure and random character as Jaxxon, who's kind of infamous in the Star Wars fandom of being such a weird, clearly cartoon character. Now, the best figure of the wave was definitely this Darth Maul. It's got a great sculpt, great paint job for the tattoos, even if the hands aren't painted as they should be. He was also recycled later on for a bunch of the Knight Brother figures that came out due to the Jedi Fallen Order Gaming Greats line, so he was eventually reused if he wasn't already. So, is this wave worth getting? Not terribly. I mean, yeah, this character's name is wrong, but he still looks pretty cool. Darth Maul is awesome, and yeah, I'm happy we got Jaxxon. Really, the only one that's not worth getting is this pretty lazy release of a Luke Skywalker. And since pretty much all of these went on clearance and stayed on clearance and are still on clearance, you can get them for a fairly low price if you really love or have been holding off on any of these characters. But you're not missing out on much if you haven't gotten them yet. The one thing I do kind of like about these boxes is they are kind of fun to display. They look like books. You can open them up and look at the figure inside of them, and it's just kind of fun. It's a nice style. I do think the design of those were nice. All right, next time on my build unboxing, I have this huge Lion Knight's Castle by Lego. Now, this was released a while ago. I just now finally had time to put it together, and I'm excited to build it. It looks awesome. I was super stoked when it was announced, so we're going to go ahead and put it together and check it out. So stay tuned for that. Until then, stay safe. Happy hunting.